From now on, my full-time job is finding a guy who's going to take care of me.
You guys are responsible for me and everything else that comes with me.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the MST channel where we talk about all things hypergamy. We're back with In Too Deep, Carrying a Married Man's Baby. Chapter 11, Gerard. Maria just dropped some huge news on me and I don't know what to say. To say I'm shocked would be an understatement. I love Maria and I have fallen in love with her. But a baby? At my age? Honey, I thought you were on the pill, I said to her, staring in her eyes as tears filled them. I took the three pregnancy tests from her, and they were all positive. I am on the pill, babe, but they aren't always 100% baby proof. You know this. And we've been having a lot of sex, Gerard. Baby, don't cry, I said to her as I let her to sit on my lap. Maria looked as if she was scared out of her mind. What am I going to do? She said, crying hysterically. Maria, we will figure this out together, but don't cry, okay, baby? I know you are shocked, but it's still early on. Maria was distraught. I didn't want to push her into having sex tonight, so I held her and went to sleep. Or at least I tried to sleep. I woke up early and made breakfast for Maria because she was really upset last night. I have to go to the office this morning for an important meeting. So I handed her her breakfast and kissed her and told her I would come by after the meeting was over. Because of what was going on, I told my wife I will be out of town for a few days. I needed to get things under control with Maria and make sure she was okay. I thought about this all night. To be honest, I don't want a baby. For one, I'm too old. I'm over 60 years old. So it wouldn't be fair to the child. Two, Maria is in great shape. And not to sound shallow, but I don't want her messing up her body. And the baby changes everything about a woman's body. And Maria is perfect just the way she is. I've been down the baby road with my wife and everything changed. Everything changed. Her body, the ex, and the way how X felt. Maria and I have a good thing going. So tonight when I go over to her place, I'm gonna talk to her about termination. My heart was beating really fast. I don't know how she's gonna take what I have to say. I just don't want our relationship to change, and a baby will be a huge change. After work, I stopped by the florist and purchased some roses for Maria. I thought of many ways to tell her that I don't want a baby. I just hope we will be on the same page. Taking the elevator up to Maria's apartment was the longest ride ever. I don't know how this was gonna play out. My head was spinning. As I rang her doorbell, I stood there numb. I wish I had pulled out, I thought to myself. But I thought her being on the pill would be enough, although those things aren't 100%. Maria opened the door and I could tell she was devastated. Hey baby, she said in her soft, sexy voice. Hey beautiful, I responded. These are for you, baby. I handed her the bouquet of blush pink roses. "Thank you, babe," she said and gave me a hug. We walked over to the couch and sat down for a talk. "How was your day?" I asked her. It was okay. I'm still in shock from the tests. I even took 2 more, and it's still positive," she said, sounding sad, as she walked over to the bathroom and came back with 2 more positive pregnancy tests. I could tell this was really weighing heavy on Maria. "Maria, we need to talk." "Okay, baby. What's up?" she asked. "I'm way too old to be fathering a child, and I don't want to mess up what we have. We have a really good thing going, so why complicate things with a baby?" "So what are you saying?" Maria asked with tears in her eyes. "I don't think we should keep it, baby. You have your whole life ahead of you, and I don't want to die when my kid is young." Maria became very enraged, and she started crying uncontrollably. "How could you ask me to do such a thing, Gerard? How?" "Maria, this is what's best," I said, trying to hold her and calm her down. But she was crying so hard. And to know that I'm the source of her pain tore me up. I tried very hard to console her, but she told me to get out. As I tried to hug her, she pushed me away and screamed at me, "Get the fuck out, Gerard." I reluctantly left, or so she thought. I sat downstairs in my car, rethinking everything. How could I have hurt the woman that has brought me so much joy these past few weeks? I didn't mean to hurt her. I'm just trying to get her to see logic. I tried calling her over and over again, and she wouldn't pick up. I sent a lot of text messages, and she ignored them all. I have to get her to see my side of things. I sent her another text, and it read, "Maria, baby, remember, I'm married. This could cost me a lot if my wife found out. Please, I will do anything for you, but a baby isn't good right now. Whatever you want, just name it. Please, things doesn't have to change between us, but a baby could ruin us, Maria. Please, please respond to me. I love you." At this point, I was willing to do anything, Maria said, as long as she agreed not to have this baby. Chapter 11, Part 2, Maria. Gerard was not happy about the pregnancy. He wants to terminate. He even said he would be willing to give me anything I wanted, but I would have to make sure I didn't carry the baby. Wow, and to think he really loved me. And all along, all he loved was my pussy. When I think deep into this could really work in my favor. He saw that I had 5 positive pregnancy tests, so he knows I'm knocked up. He called me over 200 times and sent a bunch of messages saying he will do whatever I wanted. I started to pack my bags. I needed to get out of here. I turned on my secret phone and finally answered Brad. "Hey, Brad. I finally have a week off. I want to come to Miami if you will still have me." Brad answered, fast. Hey, beautiful. Of course, I'll still have you. What day did you want to come? Tomorrow morning, I answered. Okay, I'll book you a flight now, and you can stay at one of my places in the city. Sounds good. Thank you, Brad. Sure thing, Princess. I'll send you the itinerary shortly, said Brad. Okay, baby, I replied. I needed to get out of town, just in case shit popped off with Gerard. I needed to get out of town just in case shit popped off and Gerard caught on. I would let him think I'm still in Huntsville. I would let him think I'm still in Huntersville, but just staying with my sister. My sister gave me a doctor's letter, proof of pregnancy, and I copied it exactly and just changed the name and date. Once I'm in Miami, I'll let him know that I will terminate the pregnancy, but under one condition. I wanted a car and a house in my name. That's the only way I'm getting rid of it. If he didn't play ball, then I would wish him well and ghost him. Morning couldn't come fast enough. I had a 6 a.m. flight to Miami. It was now 4:30 a.m. I called a Lyft. When I got downstairs, I saw Gerard sleeping in his car, in the lot. Thank goodness he didn't see me. I turned around fast and walked to the other side of the building and sent a message to the Lyft driver, letting him know to meet me on the left side of the building instead. I can't believe this man slept outside the complex all night. Why didn't he just go home? But then I forgot he told his wife he was out of town. He told her that so he could stay at my house for some days. I guess he wanted to talk me out of keeping the baby. Little did he know the baby doesn't exist. My sister is pregnant and I had her take 6 pregnancy tests and the doctor's letter to confirm the pregnancy. Those are the 7 items I had her bring me. I know Gerard wouldn't want a baby. Remember, the first thing he asked me was if I was on the pill and that he wanted to be able to come inside me without getting me pregnant. He always said his wife would take him to the cleaners if he fucked up because he has no prenup. Now, he said he'll do anything for me if I got rid of it. So I'll test out that theory in Miami. The driver drove around to the left side of the building. I was out of breath, running with my suitcase down the long hallway, but I had to make sure Gerard didn't see me leaving. Hours later, I finally landed in Miami. As the driver drove to Brad's condo, I couldn't help but admire the beautiful palm trees and blue water. I could definitely get used to this, I said to myself. I've never been to Miami, but I could tell it was about to be an adventure. As the driver pulled up, my eyes marveled at the high-rise buildings and the grounds were well kept. A man opened my door for me and said, "Welcome to the Setai." "Thank you," I responded. Another gentleman took my luggage. I texted Brad to let him know I have arrived. He texted me the floor and door number and the code for the door and told me he would join me in a few hours after his meeting. When I walked into the condo, my eyes grew wide open. Oh my God, the view of the beach was breathtaking from the 32nd floor. This place had a wraparound balcony, a large floor to ceiling windows, beautiful furniture with Dior with Dior china set at the dining table. This place was nice. Everything in Brad's condo was digital. I remember him telling me he had several Airbnbs in Miami, so I'm not sure if this was one of them. I felt like I was in a movie. He told me to order whatever I wanted from the kitchen downstairs and to relax until he got here. To be honest, I was starving, so I ordered a hamburger with french fries and a Sprite. Gerard kept blowing me up. I texted him and told him I needed some time alone to think things over. I also told him I'll be going to visit the doctor to make sure and to see how far along I was, and that I would keep him posted. He offered to take me to the doctor, but I told him I'm going with my sister instead, and that I'll be staying with her for a couple of days. After the doctor's visit, then he would see the doctor's paper, but I would read it to him on video call. I wouldn't risk sending him a pic of the doctor's letter because he's a lawyer. He's good at inspection. He kept begging me to think about getting rid of it and even started asking me to tell him what it would take for me to do that. That was music to my ears. I got him exactly where I wanted him, in panic mode, ready to do whatever I said. Phase 1 of my plan was complete. Phase 2 is up next. If you guys are still here, please thumbs up the video, and I hope you guys are enjoying. About an hour later, Brad came knocking. "Hey, Brad," I greeted as I opened the door. "Hey, beautiful," he said, giving me a kiss on my cheek. For some odd reason, I felt really comfortable with Brad. He was very gentlemanlike, very charming, and he wasn't very pushy. "How do you like the place?" Brad asked. "Like? Are you serious? I love this place," I responded. "Good. I'm glad to hear that. Well, I know you just celebrated a birthday, so I wanted to take you out tonight and let you celebrate Miami style," Brad said, excited. "I would love that," I responded, smiling. "Well, this is just one of the 5 units I own in this building. My personal home is 2 floors up. Did you want to come up and take a tour?" "Sure, I'd like that," I replied. We took the elevator up to Brad's condo. This place was immaculate and way better than the one I was staying in. "Who decorated?" I asked. "I designed and decorated everything myself," Brad said. "Wow, that's impressive." This man seemed to have a love for black and gold. All of his furniture were Versace, even the rugs. If I didn't know any better myself, I would think, if I didn't know any better, I would think he was Versace himself. I see you like Versace, I said, smiling. Yes, I do, actually. I mainly just like the black with gold trim design. I mainly just like the black with the gold trim design aspect, Brad said. He had a huge walk-in closet that needed a handprint to access it. Everything was color coordinated and brand coordinated. He had a thing for Tom Ford, Ralph Lauren, and Versace, of course. I gotta give it to him. He got swag. He had a whole shelf with different types of watches, from AP to Rolex, and a bunch of gold necklaces. Not the big, gaudy wrapper type, just simple, understated necklaces that I could tell were worth a fortune. Your closet is amazing, Brad. Thank you, Maria. The other half of the closet was empty. When he saw me looking at it, he said, that side is designed for a female. I'm hoping one day I can move a special lady in. Well, I hope you will find her very soon, I replied, smiling. Brad finished giving me a tour of his massive 3-bedroom penthouse. Then we sat on his balcony and got to know each other better. Chapter 11, Part 3. Maria. After talking with Brad, I came back to my condo to take a nap. A nap turned into a few hours of sleep. The vibration of my phone woke me up. It was already 7 p.m. Brad and I had a reservation for 9:30 p.m. Oh crap. Normally, I took forever to get ready, so I would have to rush. Brad had texted me to be downstairs by 9 so we could ride over to the restaurant. And Gerard sent me about 20 messages. Then he started calling me again. This time I picked up. Hello, I answered, sounding sleepy. Maria, baby, I've been calling you all afternoon. I've been tired lately, Gerard. This situation isn't easy for me, you know, I answered. I know, baby, but we can do this together. As I said before, I need some time away. I'm at my sister's place, okay? By the way, I saw a doc today. And what did the doc say? Gerard asked eagerly. I'm 5 weeks pregnant. I read the results of the pregnancy letter to him. He let out a big sigh of frustration. Maria, have you given any thought to my request? Gerard asked. I thought about it, I replied. And? Gerard said, trying to rush me, but I was about to put his ass in his place. Gerard, do not rush me. I'm sorry, baby, he said quickly. Listen, Gerard, what you are asking me to do is very, very hard for me. I will need something from you. This is tearing me up inside. Okay? Please, Maria. I love you. I will do anything you ask. Just name it, please. Anything? I asked, looking him dead in his face on FaceTime. Anything, Maria. Please, you don't know what my wife is like, and I don't want a baby to change our relationship. Okay, Gerard, I want a brand new Maybach in the current year and a house in Victoria Estates completely paid for in my name, and 1 year of HOA fees fully paid for, home insurance fully paid up, appliance warranty fully paid up, utilities, and the house must be fully furnished. The car needs to be fully paid off as well, and the car insurance needs to be paid in full for a year. Those are my terms, Gerard. That's the end of chapter 11. I'm going to read a sneak peek of chapter 12 for you guys, and then we'll wrap up, okay? Sneak peek of chapter 12. John. I got into the office around 8 a.m. I had 3 cases in court today. I have decided to forget about Treasure, aka Maria, since she was no longer taking my calls. Good morning, Esperanza, I greeted my secretary. Good morning, Mr. Witherspoon, she replied. Esperanza handed me some files like she always did. These were files I had her prepare for me for my client's court this morning. As I got to my office, I began reviewing the files. What the hell? Why am I looking at a house title for a home in Victoria Estates? As I was about to close the folder, I saw the name Maria Hallcrove. Hallcrove? Hallcrove? Where do I know that name from? Oh, fuck. Maria? As in Treasure Maria? My wife did the hiring process, but I could swear I heard her say Maria Hallcrove was the ex-nanny's name. I knew her as Maria, but I wasn't sure of her last name. I quickly closed the folder, and at the front of it wrote Gerard Markand. Esperanza had accidentally given me Gerard's files. Why would Gerard have the deed to a house for Maria? Oh man. No way. Was Gerard fucking my ex-nanny? How did they meet? Then I remembered she was a cocktail waitress at my birthday party. But I'm not sure her last name is Hallcrove. But I'm gonna find out from my wife's files tonight when I go home. I will have to do some digging in her office. I handed the files back to Esperanza and told her she gave me the wrong batch. I'm sorry, Mr. Witherspoon, she apologized and handed me the right set of files this time around. I was in disbelief. Is that why she quit the job as Nick's nanny? I would have to get to the bottom of this, but that would have to stay until later. I have to go represent someone in court in about 15 minutes, so I began reviewing my client's files. And there you have it. That was a sneak peek of what's to come in chapter 12. Now, I know this was a lengthy one. I hope you guys loved it. I will see you the day after tomorrow for chapter 12. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.